Hey, welcome to this video. I'm Ali Chowdhury, and on behalf of GuruBlackbox.com, I'm going to be running through Periscope because I had a lot of feedback from a lot of people that really wanted a quick start guide essentially of how to actually get started with Periscope, and more importantly, what are the benefits essentially. And there's so much being left on the table by those that aren't using Periscope, because it can really help you build your brand, your authority, and it can help you with your business and actually help you make money. So I'll literally jump into that, and hopefully you can actually take some value from this, and you can actually start using Periscope hopefully very soon, if not within a few hours of watching this, if you haven't already. So Periscope, very important, and it's a fantastic app that actually was released this year in March. However, we'll talk more a little bit in just a moment. So first of all, obviously, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ali Chowdhury. I'm located in the UK in London, and I've literally lived there all my life. Now, before making a transition to the internet marketing world or coming online, I was actually a police officer. I did that for a number of years, and it was an enjoyable role, but I made a transition from the front line essentially to the online world, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Done amazing things online, and achieved a great deal in that period. It wasn't always easy. However, I'm now able to produce products and services and actually make a full-time living online. Those that aren't familiar, we had a recent launch of Pixel Studio FX. It generated $500,000 within 10 days. A phenomenal launch and a great success. So moving on, so the whole internet, just to kind of let you know if those are still interested about coming online and what the benefits are, how can it actually help you. Now, the internet for me personally, and so many others that have come online, have helped them with time freedom, financial freedom, the flexibility, and for me personally, it's about making a bigger impact in the world, essentially by helping more people. Now, in the police, I could actually help people physically. I must have helped thousands of people in the time when I was in the police, but now the internet just allows me to just reach out even more. And it's a great thing to have a business online. So what is Periscope? Let's get straight to it. What is Periscope? Now, Periscope is a live streaming app. It's now owned by Twitter. When it was first created back in 2014, it was just an idea essentially, and the gentleman that actually owns this actually went and got investment for this, but it was actually then acquired by Twitter earlier this year and actually launched live in March 2015. So Periscope will actually allow you to watch and broadcast live video. Very important. The reach is actually global, so you can actually reach a global audience. Doesn't matter what corner of the world they are, as long as they have access to Periscope and the app. So Periscope can actually get access by a smartphone, whether you got an iOS, Apple phone, handset, or an Android. And here's some of the most important things. Periscope can actually get access via your desktop, your laptop, and from looking at the data when I was running some scopes, I was actually seeing an increased number of viewers, or way much more viewers, coming from the sources of desktop or their laptop. So I had so many more people watching my scopes via a computer opposed to a phone. So that was a really interesting observation right there. So important stats: Periscope.tv actually was launched in March 2015. The CEO, this gentleman, Kayvon and Joe. Now, the reason actually Periscope was actually created, just for you interested, if you're interested about this, there was an incident in Istanbul, if I recall, and one of the gentlemen actually wanted to see what was going on over during this protest, I think, this disorder that was going on, and he actually could see the tweets via Twitter, but he couldn't see it, and that kind of gave him the idea or the concept to actually build this, and that's when he went ahead and actually created the app, and then when he got investment and a lot of money, and then he actually got it going, and that's when obviously Twitter have actually got on board, and I think they probably spent around close to $100 million to acquire the company. There's around 10 million users, and there's approximately around 2 million daily users. So that's a lot. You've got to imagine if you could siphon and tap into that user base, those viewers, their customers there. And also they're located in San Francisco, their HQ. So how does it work? the app itself will allow you to actually have live feeds, okay, via your Android or your iPhone. It shows real-time experiences, so you can imagine, doesn't matter where you are, you could be doing anything. You could be on the Eiffel Tower, you could be in Las Vegas, you could be on some kind of fun fair ride, you could be at the, in the sea essentially, okay, doing some scuba diving, and you could actually share with everyone, the whole world, your experiences. So forget about photos, okay? Photos can only say so many words. Videos are great, but again, they're not there, they're not in the moment, they're not there in live. So you can see how powerful this is. So you would simply get the Periscope app and you'll download it, and you would essentially start streaming live events, broadcasting live events, okay? So getting started. Now, here's the important things, and I want to run through this with you. I'll also do a screen share and show you the device itself actually going through this process. But first of all, in order to actually be able to use Periscope, you must go over to twitter.com and create a Twitter account if you haven't already. So it's really, really important. You must have a Twitter account. Okay, because you're going to use your Twitter credentials, your Twitter username and password to actually access, okay, Periscope. For the app, you must go to the Apple Store or your Android store and actually download the Periscope app. This app is free. Don't worry, there's no in-app purchase or anything like that. So it's actually free of charge, and that's great. It's another free social media platform that you can leverage.
Okay, so welcome to this part. We're actually going to go ahead and get Periscope downloaded onto your mobile device. So congratulations if you're taking steps to actually get in Periscope. So first of all, if you haven't already, you need to go create a Twitter account, okay? So head over to twitter.com. You'll probably see the URL right in front of me right now. Alternatively, you can actually go through your phone, which I'll show you, but just head over to twitter.com right now and create an account if you haven't already. So it's really important, these user credentials. The reason you're going to create a Twitter account is because Periscope is actually owned by Twitter, and the user credentials of your username and password will be exactly the same for your Periscope account. So go ahead, create your account, and I'll see you once you've done that. Okay, congratulations if you created your first Twitter account. See, it wasn't as difficult as you might have thought it, right? Okay, so first of all, if depending on what you're using, if you've got an Android or an iOS device, I'm actually using an iOS device for this demonstration. I have an iPhone, so I'm actually going to be showing via an iPhone. So I'm pretty sure that the same processes of getting the app are going to be probably very similar, if not the same, with your Android device. Okay, so first of all, simply head over to your icon called the App Store. So hopefully if you're using the iPhone, you should see an app with the same symbol called the App Store. So go search in your phone if you haven't already. Go to the App Store. Now what you're going to see is your App Store. Obviously, you're going to see. If I can just draw your attention to the bottom of the Apple device or the screen of the iPhone, you're going to see Feature, Top Charts, Explore, and Search. Now you need to click Search. And as I've already done a search before, I'm just going to delete that and actually show you how to do it from scratch. So I'm simply going to type in Periscope. Okay, so I'm going to select Periscope now. And you're going to see the first result right there that I've selected is the Periscope app. Just below you're going to see Twitter Inc. So you can be rest assured that's the official application for Periscope. So you can see I've already downloaded it, so it's telling me open. But for you, if you have not downloaded the app, then it's going to say get. And just remember, there are no in-app purchases or anything like that, so don't be worried that you're going to have some kind of extra add-ons that are going to be like $3-4 or whatever it is. Okay, so go ahead right now and get the Periscope app, download it immediately to your phone. So I will see you once you've done that. Okay, so pause the video if you have to. So congratulations if you've now got the Periscope onto your phone. So it's going to be an amazing journey right now. Okay, so a completely new transition. So many thoughts probably going through your head, thinking, where do I even start, or how do I do my first scope? So don't worry, I'm actually going to show you now the next steps. Now Periscope's been added. You can see the icon on my display right now. Okay, I'm going to simply go ahead and select it. So go ahead and select the Periscope app. Now, what you're going to see is a number of recent scopes that have already been done. So let's start off with the very first icon. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now with a little TV set at the bottom. Now that's telling me some of the recent periscopes that have already occurred, and some of them have already been over. For example, Grant Cardone was speaking about going live in Denver, so on and so forth. So you can kind of see we have options of share, hide chat, so I can actually share this with my followers or on my Twitter feed, so on and so forth. It's actually telling me data right here of meaning there were 355 replay viewers. So if you do a scope, there's the ability for people to watch your scope within 24 hours, because after 24 hours the scope will be deleted. So people can actually watch your scope if they missed it. And you probably see to the right there was about around 1,800 hearts or likes of the replay itself. If I scroll down, you can see there were another 340 more replay views, so it's an amazing number. And obviously, if anyone knows about Grant Cardone, he has an amazing following. Here we go, we had 500, well, Grant had 560 live viewers. And if you do scroll down, you'll see there were more viewers even on desktop. But you can see there are some people that gave hearts, like Giuliano there gave 1 heart. Unfortunately, probably tapped, but I'm sure there was a lot of engagement. So that will kind of give you the rough overall idea of if there was a scope that's happened and you missed it, you can watch it. Now, if I was to go ahead to the top where Grant's name is, okay, so I'll just let the screen catch up. Can you see where it says Grant Cardone? I can actually select his name right there, and as you see, I can see he's got over 15 million hearts. He's got information which we'll come into, but he's had 2 recent scopes that are still not expired, and he's got a number of followers, nearly 50,000 followers, and he's only following 200 people. Now, if you're not following him, or anyone you want to follow, you'll simply come along and actually select. If I just simply unfollow, you can see what I've done there, and then I would simply select follow. Okay, and there's a little tab there, you can see the little bell there saying notification, so I can be notified when he's doing scopes. For anyone that's doing scopes, that might be in your niche. Now to the right, we've got the little globe. Okay, so you can probably see at the bottom there's the little globe. Okay, if I select the globe, you're going to see a map appear. So that's a map of literally hotspots, essentially. Okay, a world globe. If I just try to, let me just zoom out of this. Okay, I can't really zoom, but I can scroll across. And now these hotspots are indicating in which part of the world that there are real scopes live right now that are happening. So it's global, over more than 10 million viewers. So you can imagine, obviously not all at once, but there's so many people that are using this. So it doesn't matter what country, South America, North America, Europe, Africa. Let's head over. Nothing's happening in Australia at the moment, bizarrely. Maybe the time. Okay, just going back now. Let's see, anyone down here? No one on the Antarctica regions. So you can see, if I was to simply zoom in, you'll probably see it broken down even into more. And I could simply click one of these hotspots and you can kind of check what scopes were happening in that region. So that you kind of get the idea, okay? So next I can simply click the icon to the right. And here's where things get really interesting. Because right now, on this screen you probably can see, it will allow me to actually create my first broadcast, or your first broadcast if you haven't already, or do your first scope. Okay, so you can kind of see I've got all these wires out, and that looks very cool. So first of all, you could simply type, it could be anything, this is my first scope. Say hello, okay? And essentially you could, say, you could just type in Periscope, business, whatever niche you're related to. So it's got to be relevant. It has to be relevant. Friends, friends. Hopefully you can kind of see them. And I'm just going to select the very first icon just above the start broadcast. Can you see that? It's telling me precise locate sharing to the right. Private broadcast, so I can actually do that specifically, essentially, to only my followers. And the tab there on the right, you can see with the little person inside, everybody can chat, or only users you follow can chat. And the next one is Twitter post, so it can automatically post to Twitter. And now as soon as I go ahead and I select start broadcast, it will start broadcasting live. So I'm not going to do that right now. However, I just wanted to give you an example, so I'm just going to come out of that. And obviously the very last one, can you see right here, right now, there's a little, well, 3 little icons of people right at the end. I can actually see who's trending. But more importantly, if you draw your attention up to the top, to the right, you can see here's a section of your information. You can see I've got my name there, I have a URL there, and the number of hearts, and a bio. So very important. You can go ahead and you can do this and create it around you. More importantly, if you come to the little icon of the little screen, can you see that little screen? Search. Just go ahead, find me. That will be a great start. You can see what I'm up to, and you'll see my name pop up. You can simply go ahead and select, and you can follow. So make sure you go do that right now. But hopefully you got the kind of idea of actually getting started and how very quick it is. So go, just make sure you actually connect with me as well, and you can kind of see what I'm up to and see the scopes that I'm doing, because I try to give out a really great high quality content, so very, very important. So hopefully you get the idea, and this is your journey to doing your first scope. So you've got this in order. Let's get back to the presentation. Let me show you some more relevant information about why you should be doing scopes.
So the benefits, here's the important thing. This is really, really important, and hopefully I can just run through these, okay? These are some of the important benefits that you must be aware of about Periscope and how it can actually benefit you, okay? You and your business. So first of all, some of the benefits are customers. Now imagine having customers, okay, and being able to give real-time support, okay? You can actually interact with your customers. You can actually address certain issues. Maybe you have some updates coming up. You can do this all in real time. It's very powerful stuff. And some of the main companies, we've got some huge companies that are actually implementing this strategy. Now, support, you can do live support. You can call people on. You can do certain, Q&A sessions weekly. You can actually demonstrate new products and services that you have. You can demonstrate, again, you can demonstrate whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You have the ability to live stream demonstration. So you can actually have focus groups. You can use this for focus groups. You can use this for marketing. A powerful thing indeed. Marketing, branding, authority, news, interviews, promos, surveys, money, targeting, so much more. I mean, everybody knows about doing interviews and actually selling them. Now imagine doing interviews on Periscope with experts in your industry or your niche, and actually recording that content and selling it and packaging it, essentially packaging it and then selling it, if you wanted to. Or you could just use the video as lead generation. So it's a powerful platform. You can build authority. If you're an expert in a niche, you can find the audience or potential prospects in your niche, okay? And by doing so, you can actually go give out content to that audience. You can build a tribe of real people that are looking for high quality information that you have. You can get your voice out there. You can reach so much more. And again, it's free. It's not paid advertisement. And branding, you can brand yourself, get yourself across, let people know about news. Maybe you've got something coming up. You can conduct surveys possibly. And again, where does this all link? It links into, you can use the platform again to make money. So hopefully you can actually see some of the great benefits that this free platform Periscope has to offer you. So functions, you generally do a scope, you do a broadcast, you actually do a live scope with content. Some of the aspects of it, you would actually have users, or if users, or what we call the viewer would enjoy your content, or you could ask them for engagement, they can tap the screen and you will see hearts appear, okay? Beautiful little hearts appear. And in other words, it's like likes. It is like likes, okay? And you can also have a commenting between you and the user, so people actually comment and ask you questions and just really engage with one another. Now, the broadcast, essentially, or a recording will last 24 hours, but you have the ability to turn on a function, which I will show you, to save them to your camera roll. Or alternatively, there's something called catchme.com where you can actually have the video saved automatically and uploaded onto this site called catchme.com. And the great thing about it, it's free. Okay, so don't worry, it's free. So you never lose great content. Now, some of the tips that I would say if you're broadcasting, okay, very, very important. I think, especially, it's just like doing a webinar, if you've ever done a webinar before, but this is actually live, like maybe an online seminar, you could say. But if you're doing your scope, these are some of the tips I would suggest that you do, because I try to maintain them as well. Okay, some of the main key pillars: be presentable. Does that make sense? If you've got a professional brand or you've got an image, depending on exactly, well, it varies sometimes. You know, if you're just relaxing, not really using it for work, then that's fine. You know, you can be yourself. You can look messy, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Okay, but if you want to build a really thriving community, you know, you've got that professional image to portray, that you want people to say, okay, this person, you know, they're very professional, the way they come across, the way they dress, they're very clear, so on and so forth, then yeah, be presentable. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you can have that messy day, but be presentable. Have a structure. One thing I realized, okay, because I've done this before when I was doing scopes, I had no structure. I thought in my mind, maybe, you know, I am going to speak about this, but I never wrote any bullet points. And what would happen, you would get on a scope and you would have that one idea, that one thought, or what you were going to speak about, and then it would start branching and it would start going in other directions, and by the end of it, you know, you started talking about one thing and then you talked about something completely different and random, because you didn't have a structure. Okay, and what happens is that if you have viewers that come on that are interested, you know, they're listening, and you just drag on for hours. And boy, I've done that before so many times. So have a structure, and it's very, very effective. And more importantly, be clear. Have clarity in what you're saying. Say it clearly, say it slowly, you have to, but make sure that message is heard clearly. Because the last thing you want to do is someone's rushing through and you can't really understand. There's muffling going on, there's noises, there's no clarity, there's no, you know, pro-efficiency in what's being said. So really important, be clear, have your message heard, and be, you know, get to the point, essentially. And one of the things I would say, be you. Sometimes when you know there are people watching, or you're a bit anxious and you're not quite sure, sometimes you may try to be something you're not, or you're uncomfortable a little bit, you know. So it can take time to build confidence up. But one thing I would say, just be you. Okay, people love you for you. Okay, your character, your personality, and sometimes, you know, people can try to be something they're not, but they get caught out very quickly, and you know, you just end up being something you're not, and then people just switching off. So just be you. People will love you for it, and just be genuine. People love genuine people. Okay, and also breathe. So sometimes, you know, if you're ever on a broadcast and you say, okay, people are watching, what do I do? You might start panicking. Just take a deep breath and relax and talk. That's it. As simple as that. But again, it comes from experience. It comes from trial and error. So what if you make mistakes? So what if you get a bit nervous? That's fine. That's good. You're stepping outside your comfort zone. Very, very important. And don't stop yourself from moving forward. That's one of the things, okay? Don't stop yourself from moving forward. Engagement tips, very important. I thought I would add that because I thought it was a great thing to have. You know, how do I engage with the audience? What are some of the tips? What can I do if I've never done this before? So first of all, if somebody comes onto your broadcast, or even, okay, I'll show you in the class, but when you're doing a broadcast or you're doing a scope, if people are coming on, or there might be people watching via the desktop, you won't see the numbers there. But you can communicate with them and say, hey, welcome to my scope. My name is so on and so forth. Thank you for joining. I love that you're here. We're going to talk about so on and so forth. Okay? Be very clear. And ask them, hey, can you hear me? Am I coming out clearly? Let me know. Type in. Tap the screen. So you're asking for that engagement. People love it when they feel welcomed, you know. If you see their name coming up and you're not quite sure, say, hey, what's your name, so I can call you by first name. As soon as you say, hey, how are you doing, Bob? It's like a personal connection. You're building instant rapport. What a great, great thing. And sometimes, you know, you might not have 20 people in the room. You might have 50 people watching you. But it just takes a few people at a time, you know. Build it up step by step. Don't rush, okay? But yeah, build rapport, get feedback, find out if they're enjoying your content. They can tap the screen, and you can ask them, would you like some Q&As? Would you like clarity on something that I've said? Is this making sense? Does that make sense? Okay, great. Scenery, location. This is one of the things that is interesting, because sometimes you see someone with a phone and it's right up there and you can see nothing behind them. And it's, you know, if the content's good, it's fine, you can stay on, but sometimes it's nice to have a kind of bit of a scenery. I can do scopes and I can have a TV in the back, for example. I can go to a coffee shop, have a nice coffee shop in the back. You could probably, people have gone to the top of Eiffel Tower, you know, nice points of interest. But at the end of the day, you know, if you do really have good content coming out, it's great. But, you know, think about your scenery sometimes. You know, have a nice little office, maybe a little desk, or maybe something that looks nice, so people can be also visually entertained, if that makes sense. Okay, even if it's on a subconscious level, it's great to do that. So, those coming to the end. Sorry, I thought that was the end actually, but coming to the end, the guide. Please take action on this quick start guide, okay? Use the platform, leverage it. It's a powerful platform. I'm using it. So many other people are using it. You should be too if you're not already. Use call to actions. Ask people at the end of the call of the scope. Ask them, or even throughout, you can actually have URLs. You can ask them, make sure if you're enjoying the content, you can go to so-and-so blog. They can go to opt-in pages. You can generate leads or collect prospects. Does that make sense? Okay, now, I wanted to put something together, okay, essentially a quick start guide for those that really want to get on board Periscope, and more importantly, if you would like, you know, if you want more advanced training, I'd be happy to actually put more content together, but I just wanted to give this quick start guide out, well, this guide out, and, you know, I could have packaged it up, put it in a PDF and gone and sold it, but I thought, no, let me actually give real value away for free. So if you've enjoyed this, please make sure share this with others that you know will benefit from this, or if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you like and engage. You know, put a comment down below, say, hey Ali, love the content, would love more training around Periscope, and I'll be more than happy to get into the lab and start putting something together. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, yeah, I'll get into the lab and do something. But apart from that, you know, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I shall see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.